Having a look at Millewa football, and the excitement of our first season of coverage continues, and the jet-setting man is back. He wasn't there last week. Well, he was on the footy report from Western Australia. I thought you were getting over there and looking at gold mines and all sorts of things, but it's Matt who joins us. G'day, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, g'day, Fly Man. Yeah, I had a little bit of a mid-season sabbatical to the west, but I'm back to reality and back to Millewa football this weekend.
And the reality of farming too. Did you get any rain, by the way?
Not a lot this week. We had a couple of mills. There was a couple of mills on Thursday night, so that was all handy to keep freshening things up. But no, it's all tracking along pretty well in the Millewa at the moment.
Yeah, good to hear. And good to hear it's tracking along pretty well on the footy side. For the Moringa boys, it wasn't. They're missing their couple of good players in their side that won the week before for the first time in a long time. They went to Bambill Mildura Senior College 38-25 to 2 goals to 2. I think that's combined around about 120 goals to about 5 for the season for the poor old Moringa boys when they play Bambill.
Yeah, I think the Bambill boys certainly giving their percentage a bit of a boost when they play Moringa. So yeah, I think the Moringa boys might have put a lot of energy into last week's win, I think, and just coming off a little bit flat last week. Sorry, 2 weeks ago, beating Wirrama a bit flat last week. So it's I think it probably says more about the Bambill that they're going pretty well at the moment.
They are. They kicked 14 goals. Wait for this, 7. 14 goals, 7 to 1 point in the last quarter. So it was a blowout of all proportions, which maybe if they had those good players that they were missing, the Mellies and so forth, they might just have arrested the tide a little bit. 8 goals to Michael Hurrah, 6 to Jason Hurrah, 4 to Nathan Hurrah. They were all in a hurry to kick a goal there, that's for sure. And Sam Foreman booted 6 goals too. Brad Congress, and he needed 3, the great man, because they were kicking them from everywhere. Paul Lamau and also Damek Jones were the only scorers, and Luke Hendy, Charlie Miles Davidson and Riley Hanna played well for the Kangaroo boys, who will have their last home game this weekend. It's Cardross 14-12-96 to goal 11-11-77. Not a bad effort from Cardross to get up and beat the Hawks there at home.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised with that result. I thought Golly would get that one comfortably enough, but yeah, it probably certainly shows it's fairly tight for that second and third spot in the Millewa League at the moment, with both those sides in a bit of an arm wrestle for second.
They are. The double chances, either one of them will get it. The way it seems to pan out, I just get a feeling Goal may get it on percentage from Cardross when we get to these last 3 rounds of footy. But footy's a strange game and that can change. We'll go to your match. I thought a good scoreline. After your poor performances for the 2 or 3 previous weeks, and then the loss to Moringa, which was a great game, but the boys came out and kicked 8-9-57 against Nangelock 17-14, 116, and Nangelock were in a bit of a purple vein of form, so at the Lake, a good effort from the Magpies.
Yeah, for sure. After Nanji getting up the week before, you would think they would have come out a little bit stronger than that. But the Wirrama boys from certainly had, I suppose, according to the coach Dave Fevelecki, it was the Wirrama boys one of their best performances for the year. With just a can be like that. If you have a consistent 4-quarter effort, then you can be competitive. It's when you have an off quarter, games can blow out, as we saw with the Moringa game. But know that the coaching staff were pretty happy with how the boys went last week.
They got to 7-8 to 11-9 at 3-quarter time, so just the 4 goals in it. A little bit of a blowout for the last quarter. The fitness of Nangelock was better, and the better players like Kurt Freer, who booted 4 goals, and Daniel Thompson came to the fore. But Colby Loxton with 3. Liam Barton and Joel Perry both booted 2, and a good effort from the 2 Colbys. Colby Loxton, Colby Berry, the best 2 players for the Wirrama side. Aaron Montgomery, Liam Barton, Dean Smith and Patrick Carter added to the number. So we've got some netball results too from last week.
Yeah, certainly, Flyman. We've got the Nanji girls are fairly strong at the moment. So they had some pretty good results against the Wirrama team. In the A grade, Nangelock 40 defeated Wirrama 35, and the best player there was Anna Marshall. In the B grade, Nangelock were victors again, 41, beating Werribee 29. And Tracy O'Day was the best player there for Werribee. In the C grade, Werribee, I think it was mentioned previously, have got a super strong C grade side. And had a big win, 62 to Nangelock 7, with Chloe Ryan, the best of court in that one. And in the under-15s, Nangelock 21, narrowly defeated Werribee 14. So, and Maddie and Kyra were the best players there. So, some mixed bag of results there.
All right, and in the women's competition for the girls in the AFL Sunraysia with the Millewa teams, Bambill 6-17-53, Moringa 4-7-31. That was the game with the bottom two sides, and Moringa actually here got pretty close to their first win. We talked about it last week that they might even get close to it, but it wasn't to be, but well played to them.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised they got that close. I thought they'd be reasonably competitive across the game, but good effort to the Moringa girls. They would have been really charging hard for a win there because they like their men's side. They haven't won a game of footy for a long time.
Miranda King and Amelia Mitchell and Monique Pettit both all booted one goal, and King, Newson, Pettigrew, Amelia Mitchell, Madison Beard and Macy Evans were the good players for Moringa. And on the other side, Loie Taylor, Lola Madu and Laura Shattuck booted 2 goals in a winning Bambill outfit on that day. And the other game, Golgol 7-5-47 over Cardross 1-5-11. We go to the men's competition, this week's matches, and it's going to be on when Bambill are the opposition for Werribee at Mildura Senior College. I reckon you've got to probably have one stat here, and that is don't let Bambill beat you by the same margin they beat Moringa by the week before.
No, I think that the boys will be very keen to make sure that doesn't happen, and I'm sure it will not. There's been a pretty good roll up to train this week, and the boys have got a little bit of confidence after last week and against Nanji, and playing some much better patches of footy. So the Bambill boys are going on their winning way at the moment, but. Of course, I'll have to tip the dark outsider or long outsider in Werribee to win that one.
Go Pies. I think is you might be having a few pies, I reckon, at the canteen. That might be the closest you'll get to Pies winning. But what about Moringa? Play Cardross at the Lake. Their last home game, and I know that it's been a season of memories. The one big win over Werribee, they'll recite that for years to come. But I don't think they can beat Cardross at the Lake.
No, they can't. Cardi getting a few players back into their side. I did comment previously. They have had a fair few injuries throughout the season, but they're starting to get a few guys back together now. So I think they'll be fairly primed to do pretty well, and I expect them to be fairly large winners in that game.
The match for Golgol is to win and beat Nangelock. The way Nanji played last week, I think Golgol might get up over the line. A little bit of inconsistency in their game, and Golgol are looking to get second place. Yeah,
I think Golgol should win. Like I said, the goalies' form has been a little bit up and down. Their best footy is as good as anyone's, but I'd expect them to beat Nangelock, and I think they'll bounce back pretty strongly and have a fairly big win to the Golgol boys. In the
women's comp, Werribee girls come up against Bambill. It's first versus third in that game, and in the other match, it's going to be the girls from Moringa playing Cardross. So Cardross should get over Moringa at the Lake, but Bambill and Werribee at Mildura Senior College, this is not a bad matchup. Werribee haven't lost this season, but this is a real chance for Bambill.
Yeah, for sure. I'd encourage anyone that wants to come along and watch a couple of really good women's sides play to come and watch that game at the senior college. They're always very physical, entertaining games to watch. So both sides have got plenty of talent. So I'd expect Werribee on form and bias. They should win that game, but. Bambill will certainly be thereabouts, so you expect a reasonably close one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good win finish to the season. And another couple of rounds still to go this weekend, and then 2 more for the Millewa football men's and women's, and of course the netball girls too following around at the courts. So we're looking forward to having Matt Kelly. Good to have him back from his little sojourn, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Fly Man. Go